chapter 1065? Nah, this chapter is crazy.
It's your boy Young 𝚲𝚙𝚒𝚝 back at it again. Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with a couple friends.
Yeah, it's your boy Young 𝚲𝚙𝚒𝚝.
Yo, what is up, guys?
It's your boy Young 𝚲𝚙𝚒𝚝.
And I'm back again for another video. This video is about chapter 1065. So as we all know, last chapter the cover page matched up with the story, and like it kind of shows that like the cover story was back in time, we're in the present now, and it matched up. But this time we don't get a cover page, we get a nice cover spread of the One Piece film rest. It is coming out in America now, I believe this week or next week, and I can't wait to see it. Let me know if you guys are hyped to see it as well. But let's get on to the story. So we start off at Egghead Island again with the Straw Hats, but this time we're with Zoro, Brook, and we see that Caribou is with them as well. Like, they know that Caribou is on the ship. He's out of his his barrel, and he's talking to them. He's saying, wait, we're on Egghead Island? This is the island of the government. If your crew gets caught, who's gonna save them, he asks. And Brook nonchalantly says, yo, I was thinking the same thing. Do you want some black tea? So the crazy thing is that everybody was wondering if the Straw Hats knew that Caribou was on this ship, if he was just a stowaway, or if he asked them to ride along, right? So we get some dialogue saying, I did say I would go anywhere after escaping from Wano, but not here. This is a government island. So I guess they did this just because Caribou brought Luffy food while he was fighting Kaido after he got knocked off of Onigashima. Now we're meeting up with the Straw Hats, whom are Usopp, Nami, Robin, Frankie, and Sanji. And they are going into the laboratory, and they're using the escalator to get into it, right? So Frankie asks, what's this powered by? What is the energy source? And Lilith answers, the energy source of this island is fire, and fire can be converted into any form of energy. And Frankie says, so you have a lot of resources, don't you? And Lilith says, I'm still researching about what kind of resources it can be converted into. If only unquenchable flames existed in this world. Kind of I don't know if you guys have watched Fire Force, but it's kind of like the power source there, the unquenchable flame, or what Itachi used with his Sharingan, also Sasuke as well, the Amaterasu. So Lilith says she might be able to create a sun, and after that they walk through a passageway, which is literally they have to walk through it. It's a door, but you don't open it, you just walk through it. And after they walk through it, it turns right back into steel. So now we're hearing from the voice of Vegapunk Edison. Lilith has disappeared, and the Straw Hats begin walking through the laboratory towards the where the voice tells them to go. And they run into a Seraphim number 4, whom is the Seraphim that is utilizing the DNA of Jinbei, right? The Straw Hats see this and they're like, is that Jinbei? Nah, it's much too young to be Jinbei. And Usopp says, possibility number 1, that is Jinbei's son. Robin says possibility number 2, Jinbei is being turned into a kid. And then Sanji says, no, there's possibility 3, someone looks like him. He got some wings. Also, I feel something strange in his presence. So the Seraphim stands up, probably using observation haki, realizes that they're in his territory, stands up, looks tired, and Jinbei says, everybody stand back. This isn't Jinbei, that's just a cyborg kid. And he holds out his hand and looks like he's using one of Kizaru's lasers. And he fires it off, and the Straw Hats get blown back, or they jump back, I should say. And Usopp says, it's a trap, it's impossible for government to greet us so nicely. And Tsunami says, so that means this is Jinbei's clone army? And she, as we know, Nami is kind of like Big Mom in a way, she has the mother mode. She says, even if you are a kid doesn't mean I won't refrain myself. And Jinbei's Seraphim is using Senor Pink's Devil Fruit ability. And you know who the first one to notice that is Frankie. And so Nami gets caught by this Jinbei Seraphim. And you know Sanji's very protective. He gets tight. He said, Yoshi, that will be the death penalty, even if it's you. Even if it is you, Jinbei. Hits him with a Diable Jambe. Robin used her 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒𝚝, and he manages to dodge it, and now he's rushing her with the Senior Pink ability. And so Usopp sees that, and he's ready to fire as well. He said he can use Fishman Karate too. He's firing off his pop, and he says, Hitsatsu, Midori, Boshi, Dokuro, Bakuhatsu so. But he still ain't get hit, I'm pretty sure. He dive back and he gets up and grabs Usopp. And Sanji begins trying to rush him, but Frankie says, nah, I got this. Use his Frankie Radical Beam. And we see that we have some onlookers. We see where Lilith went, and we see the other Dr. Vegapunks inside their headquarters just watching this fight. And this one Dr. Vegapunk is very astonished. He's like, he used a laser beam. Who is that guy? And he said that was very close. The Seraphim is still a kid. We haven't gotten into experimentation with lasers. And Lilith is pissed. She's royally pissed. She's mad. She wants to destroy the crew because she's about her money. She's about her cash. You know what I'm saying? So she said, do I have to kill them? Do they know how expensive this Seraphim is to make? So Edison tells Pythagoras that he has a new invention. He's ready for Pythagoras to draw it. So he'll leave it to him. He just flies off. He gets out the way. And Pythagoras is hype. He said, this is very difficult to get this kind of interesting combat data. This will be an exceptional input. And now here we have the leader of the Vegapunks, Dr. Vegapunk himself. And he tells the Jinbei Seraphim to stop. That's enough. So Pythagoras, Lilith, and Edison are all watching this encounter happen. And this Vegapunk asks these individuals, are they the Straw Hats? And Sanji answers yes, but Sanji also asks, why do the shoes keep sticking to the floor? Why aren't they able to move? And the Vegapunk tells them that the floor can control the magnets that are within the shoe. And that is how he got the Straw Hats to stop fighting the Seraphim. So Robin asks, so that means that resisting is futile. He says, I can't trust pirates that easily. And Usopp asks, but you have two Vegapunks, right? The woman Vegapunk and the announcer Vegapunk. And he says, yes, I'm also Vegapunk. And Usopp says, does that mean I am one too? And Frankie gets tight. He's like, of course not, you dimwit. And the Vegapunk asks, did you see this island as the future? And Frankie says, well, there's a mecha monster just like in the future. Like the Vegapunk 1, the island conditioning, that has an incredible future. You know Frankie's all about his tech. So Nami says, well, I've never seen that kind of scenery in the city too. Then Frankie says, what kind of incredible technology did you use? I want to see it, but not as an enemy. Vega-chan! And Vegapunk says, this is actually the past. He said, huh? And now we go to where Luffy, Chopper, Jinbei, and Bonnie are. And Luffy says, look, Chopper, doesn't that look rusty to you? But that was real steel. He's like, whoa, Chopper says. Bonnie says, what is this? Did it work in the past? And Jinbei answers saying, even if it once worked as future technology, doesn't it look ancient? Now we're going back to where Frankie, Sanji, Usopp, Nami, and Robin are. And Frankie asks, what do you mean with past? For example, there was some place like Egghead Island, the Vegapunk says, a kingdom with an advanced civilization that exists over 900 years ago. Would you believe that? And then Frankie's like, huh? 900 years ago? And then we see where, and as we know, Luffy, Bonnie, Jinbei, and Chopper, they're seeing this in person. And Bonnie says, I want to ride it. And then Luffy says, I want to ride it too. Let's go ride it. And so we are getting major reveals this chapter. We got so much information that is crazy. And I'm giving this chapter 10 out of 10. I know y'all probably like, young Usopp, you give this chapter 10 out of 10 every freaking time. Well, I'm telling y'all, this chapter is amazing. We got information overload. We got to see all the Vegapunks. 1. We got to see the original Vegapunk interact with the Straw Hats. 2. And 3. We're getting to see that the individual from the ancient kingdom that they're talking about, the technology, like it looks like a cyborg or a robot of some sort, right? This is something of the size of Oars. It has the horns just like Little Oars Jr., just like the Oars from Gecko Moria's island. Like, come on now, this is crazy. And I hope you guys like this chapter. If you don't, let me know why you didn't. But truthfully, I give this chapter 10 out of 10. Had some action, but it had so much information that this break week, the break week that just passed, literally was needed, it seemed like, because the information and the lore behind what we're learning right now. And next chapter is just going to be even better. You see that, right? You understand that, right? Because I do. Now listen, if you guys enjoyed the chapter, let me know. If you guys didn't, let me know. But just let me know what you guys think about it overall, because I want to know what y'all think as well. Truthfully, I just can't wait till next chapter. Hopefully y'all can't wait till next chapter. Listen, it's your boy Young Usopp. I appreciate you all for getting this far in the video if you have. I appreciate you all for clicking on the video. And I thank you for subscribing to the channel if you have. And if you haven't, there's a red button right there. It's free to do so. So click on that button. Listen, if you like the video, like the video. If you don't like the video. If you want to comment your opinion on this chapter, comment down in the comment section. I like hearing what you guys have to say. I like seeing what you guys have to say, And don't forget to share this with your friends, your family, people who watch One Piece, because listen, it's your boy Young Usopp, and I'll be back at it again. If it ain't with a song, it's with a review or a theory, you feel me? So, thank y'all for watching the video. Peace!
So take me back to the hardest. All these y'all said that I